A coffee shop in Canada is ditching the Americano for the Canadiano. A crypto trader killed himself on a live stream to create a meme coin. And a man was recently freed from prison after 30 years and notices everybody is staring at their phones. These are the weird stories for Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast that keeps making weird news daily, keeps delivering weird news daily. Got the weird news daily for you to enjoy daily. A coffee shop in Canada is ditching the Americano for the Canadiano. And this is the level of pettiness that I really want to see. This is perfect. I mean, after all, my president is naming everything after America. No word on whether or not he's turned Greenland into red, white, and blue land. But we have here a coffee shop in Ottawa. They're renaming the popular Americano drink to Canadiano on their menu to protest U.S. President Donald Trump's threats of annexation against Canada. It kind of reminds me of the time that we changed French fries into freedom fries because we had some sort of beef with France. I don't remember what the purpose was. I do remember it being ridiculous. I'm not calling them freedom fries. I'm so sorry. In this segment, we have a coffee shop called The Morning Owl. It's owned by Todd Simpson. Todd says, this small change is meant to make light of a very serious situation. Todd says, quote, we don't need any American products right now. It seems like a really good way to say, you know what, we're Canadian. Todd says that he got the idea of renaming the Americano from a friend who had seen other restaurants and retailers making similar changes. He hopes that other businesses will consider doing the same. Well, I tell you, one thing you can definitely say about Trump is he has certainly united the Canadians. So you're welcome, I guess. Now, the menu board at the coffee shop now lists the Americano as a Canadiano, along with a red and white maple leaf flag next to it. The drink is considered a standard at coffee shops, and it's made simply with espresso and hot water. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the history of the Americano. It's kind of an insult in itself, really. The Americano was created, from what I understand, in Italy in World War II. American soldiers couldn't handle the strength of espresso, so they needed it watered down. And so they called it the Americano. It's kind of a dig, really. If you really want to insult us, I guess you just keep it Americano. It sounds to me like the Canadiano could be its own separate drink with maple syrup or Molson in it. Now, among other things, Trump has threatened tariffs on Canada and also insisted that he's going to make Canada the 51st state. All of this is really not very good, in my opinion. We should be friendly with our neighbors, I would think. And why not just be friendly with everybody? Can't we all just get along? But I'm not in charge, unfortunately. Canada is not going to take any of this laying down. British Columbia-based Kicking Horse Coffee is among the other roasters who have opted to change the word Americano to Canadiano. Other companies have been emphasizing the proudly Canadian brand and opting to buy made-in-Canada products as well. That's a good thing. I, for one, support Canada. I have a lot of Canadian listeners, and they're some of my best listeners. They have a fantastic sense of humor, and they like to party. So, hey, they're my people, man. And I have visited Canada numerous times, enough to learn some swear words in French. And I want to say again that I'm extremely sorry for what I did outside of Club Super Sex. A crypto trader commits suicide live on social media in order to create a meme coin. And ladies and gentlemen, capitalism has just peaked, I think. This is very sad. There's a crypto trader, I'm not familiar with this individual, Mr. FUCCU, who shot himself live on X, formerly Twitter, after losing his last $500 in a crypto meme coin scam. So I guess he's not a long-term investor. Before pulling the trigger, Mr. FUCCU loaded a revolver on this live stream and said, "If I die, make me a meme coin." He fired the gun twice. On the third attempt, it fired. The live stream, which ran for about 30 minutes following his death, showed him bleeding out while the crypto community reacted in real time as meme coins using his name flooded the market within minutes of his suicide. This is just an outrageous, crazy, insane story. And it doesn't make sense to me, the rationale. So this guy's like, so I lost all my money on crypto, so I'm killing myself. In memory of me, please make crypto coins so that other people can also lose their money on this scam. I mean, it's just also unnecessary and really sad. It says this guy was 23 years old. Can you imagine? Yeah, he's 23 and now you're broke. Well, you know, I was broke throughout most of my 20s. All my friends, when we were 23 years old, none of us had any. We didn't even have $500. We had nothing. It's just like normal. So unnecessary. There's some people in the crypto community that apparently know this guy. He was, I guess, crypto famous on some level. They said he also went through a breakup recently, so they think that might be one of the reasons for the incident. Minutes after he perished, a meme token called Mr. Coin appeared, and it says many traders rushed to buy the tokens, betting on the hype following his death. That's nice, just capitalizing on someone's suicide for profit. I mean, it's extremely unethical, but what do you expect from a bunch of crypto scammers? Some people responded on social media with, the meme coin industry's pure evil. This guy literally went live to play Russian roulette to pump a coin, and it ended up killing him. Another person wrote, I'm not even going to post this video. It's so messed up. A guy actually just shot himself in the head with the final words, I hope you all turn this into a meme coin. And literally, what do you think MFers here did right away? And if you're trading this coin, you're sick AF. It says here, despite the shocking nature of the live stream, no major news outlets have reported on this incident, and law enforcement have not released an official statement. So I guess I'm serving a purpose here by reporting on it, because you won't hear about this in mainstream. And my podcast is kind of anti-mainstream news. This isn't anything to laugh about, unfortunately. It's a bit of an indicator of how sick we've become as a culture. It's really, I mean, you think people in like the mid 1800s were like, I bet 2025 totally going to be utopia, bro. Yeah, well, more like a dystopia. But I mean, you might be sitting there like, hey, my life's screwed up, wondering, am I an okay member of society? Yeah, trust me, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. Look what's happening out there. You're doing fine. Jonesy says you're A-okay.
Your data is like gold to hackers. They're selling your passwords, bank details, and private messages. McAfee helps stop them. Secure VPN keeps your online activity private. AI-powered text scam detector spots phishing attempts instantly. And with award-winning antivirus, you get top-tier hacker protection. Plus, you'll get up to $2 million in identity theft coverage, all for just $39.99 for your first year. Visit McAfee.com. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
A man released from prison after 30 years says, quote, everybody is just looking at their phones. You're right, buddy. You're going to be shocked when you find out about TikTok challenges as well. Wait till he gets with a lady and sees that the pubic hair has just gone extinct. What happened to all the bushes? Now the bushes are gone, man. That's like so 80s. We have here a man who has been released from prison after 30 years for a crime he claims he never committed. He's been readjusting to life and getting used to how connected people are now with their phones. His name is Gordon Cordero. He was jailed in 1994 over the murder of Tim in Maui. Due to new DNA evidence, his conviction was overturned recently. Well, good. They got him out of there. DNA evidence. Here we go. So on the one hand, you have technology helping him get the hell out of there. And then when he gets out, he's disappointed in how much technology is out there. It's very ironic in this instance. But yeah, very sad that he went to jail for this long for something that it seems like he didn't do. Speaking about his first impressions of the outside world following his release, Gordon, who has always maintained his innocence, said he's been trying to get used to how connected people are. Here's a quote from him on his first interview since leaving prison. Everybody is just looking at their phones. Yep, that's what's going on, Gordon. Everybody's just looking at their phones. It's worse than that. People are getting hemorrhoids from toilet scrolling for hours. Imagine. Gordon also commented on the new DNA evidence, which led to his being released from prison, saying, quote, "Thank God for new DNA. Technology's awesome." The first thing he did after he was freed was visit his mother's grave, as he said he had constantly thought about her during his time behind bars. He also took the time to celebrate with his family at his father's house, and he went out for a steak dinner. The next day, he visited more relatives' graves and planned to go to Costco. Well, he'll be happy to see the $1.50 hot dogs. They've sort of, I don't know if a hot dog was $1.50 30 years ago, but it's one of the only things out there that you can, it's one of the only treats that's kept a low price is Costco. I heard because one of the founders demanded that the CEO not raise that $1.50 hot dog price. So good for that guy. Gordon did say that overall it feels normal, but he added that Maui has changed since he's been inside, pointing out specifically the destruction caused by the Lahaina fire, the wildfire in 2023. This is like the closest you can get to time traveling, right? Just being let out of prison after 3 decades. Wild. And, I mean, I'd imagine this is one of the reasons why people, after spending this much time in prison, are let out and then immediately want to go back. It's just like a huge culture shock to them. Like in Gordon's case, I mean, hardly anything's the same, right? 30 years ago, what's not changed, basically? You still have Legos, Skippy peanut butter, basketballs haven't changed. Other than that, I mean, everything seems to have had a complete transformation. Like, wait till he sees one of those driverless Waymo cars. He's just going to have a heart attack right there on the street, I think. In other words, the smartphones are like the least of the things that have changed. And you better believe Gordon's going to get one, because how else are you going to, look at the menu? Restaurants are just doing away with paper menus. So he's going to have one, and then he'll be just like us. Just like us. One of us. One of us. And then he'll be staring at his own smartphone as he's walking across a busy street and get run over by a Cybertruck. That's how you 2025, bro.
When you check out at the pharmacy, you see the journey from idea to medicine, thanks to our intellectual property system, or IP for short. IP safeguards inventions, like a new way to prevent seizures or lower cholesterol. And IP supports competition from other brands, then lower cost generics, which are 90% of prescriptions filled in the U.S. Innovation, competition, lower costs, thanks to IP. Learn more at phrma.org/IP-workswonders.
Let's rock.
Hello, my friends, loyal listeners of the Weird AF News Podcast. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope you had a lovely weekend and enjoyed that Florida Friday episode. I appreciate you. I had a great weekend. I did a nice show in Temecula, an extremely adorable little city based around the wine industry. And it's sort of on the way to San Diego, south of LA County. A great show, great little town. I highly recommend visiting. It's a good day trip if you happen to live in SoCal. I had the pleasure of meeting a couple listeners that came to the show, so shout out to Lydia and Yuri. Just like lovely people. And Yuri was kind enough to give me the gift of some pre-rolls, which I enjoyed on the ride home. So shout out to them. Awesome. You can always find out where I'm performing. It's usually in California, but I occasionally travel. It's my Instagram's @FunnyJones. So, and I got several shows this week in the LA area. If you'd like to attend, just shoot me a DM. I'll put you on the guest list. Also want to give a shout out to Amy Alice, who sent me a lovely message on Instagram. She's been a faithful listener every day for the past 5 years, so goes way back. And the podcast has been going on for a few years, guys. If you don't know, I've just recently surpassed 5 million downloads or streams, and so that's a pretty big accomplishment. I think I never expected to get this far with it, so yeah, pretty proud of that. And I have you to thank for that, my listeners. And lastly, I would love to give a shout out to someone who just joined the Patreon. We have here Alyssa Owens just became a member of the Patreon. Isn't that sweet? I'm so grateful. Look at Alyssa Owens showing some real support and generosity for a one-man podcast recorded inside a hot closet. So very nice of Alyssa. Please enjoy the extra content in the Patreon, Alyssa. I think you'll find some stuff in there that you might enjoy. You might be entertained, for instance, by the bonus episodes that are in there. So that's pretty cool. So check that out. If you want to be like the great Alyssa Owens and join the Patreon and support Weird AF News and Jonesy, go to patreon.com/weirdafnews or the website weirdafnews.com and click on the Patreon banner. Okay, we're going to end it there, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, Pod Daddy. Good luck with your life, man.